A 28th Street motel, the latest piece of the puzzle as investigators try to build a murder case without a body. Donald Dietz has been missing since September of 2007. They believe he was murdered. Today, the case moved to a room on the second floor of the Motel 6 on 28th Street that may be connected to Dietz's disappearance. But what were authorities looking for? And what were they looking at? We turn to a veteran cold case detective for some answers, and 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey has the inside story.
Now, this is not the Motel 6 room, but it is pretty typical of your average motel room. Now, how can investigators expect to find evidence in a crime that allegedly happened nearly 2 years ago? Our expert tells us, well, the answer may be as simple as checking under the sink.
I spent 35 years in law enforcement. The last 4 years were working cold cases, and I can tell you that cold cases are solved when investigators go back and dig up things that were missed the first time around.
We caught up with retired FBI agent Gene DeBott on the phone. While not involved in the Dietz case, he has plenty of insight into why investigators do what they do to build a case, like why they go into a hotel room nearly 2 years after the crime.
It's not beyond reason to expect that they would find stuff. As you say, there's people in and out of there, but I'm guessing that there were things like carpeting in there, vents, traps, where sink traps and toilet traps and things like that, where small, very small particles can collect and stay there for long periods of time.
DeBott says advances in crime scene investigation can break a case wide open.
Fibers, hairs, things like that can get secreted in some very small places, and they have some very sophisticated equipment to locate and collect that information or that material. Those are critical pieces of evidence that can link a suspect to a crime.
And DeBott says there's no such thing as a wasted effort when it comes to these types of searches.
Even if they don't find it, you have to commend them for trying, because that's you don't want to overlook something as critical as that. And I guess that's what they were doing.
Now, this is a search warrant that allowed investigators to go into that motel room. If you're interested in learning more of what's in this warrant, as well as more information on the crime, you can find that all at woodtv.com. In Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, 24-hour News 8.
2 men are being held in connection to Dietz's disappearance, Rami Saba and Rago Odrago. We learned late this afternoon that Odrago has asked the courts that he be released. Odrago's attorney argues he has not been indicted and that the government's case may take a long time before it goes to trial.